Hey YouTube family, it's Sarah, and I am coming in for my week 65 vertical sleeve gastrectomy or VSG weight loss surgery update. I had my surgery on November 30th, 2012 in Mexicali, Mexico with Dr. Aceves. And so I'll do the numbers. I started out at my highest weight of 460. I lost 40 pounds pre-surgery, which made my surgery day weight 420 pounds. Last week I came in at 222.9 pounds, and this morning I was 219.6, which is a loss of 3.3 pounds this week, which is great. I think the only reason why I lost 3.3 pounds this week has a lot to do with the fact that this was my first full week of carb cycling. And I always find that whenever I change my diet, I tend to lose more weight that week. I think that's just kind of your body's reaction to changing things up, generally speaking anyway. So, but I'm thrilled. I'm under 220, which is awesome. So I'm really excited. I am going to talk more about my experience with carb cycling this week in just a little bit. I just wanted to do a quick shout out at the beginning of this video to TJ and Phil, the FatKings. Big thank you for having me on FatKings Friday live last night on Thursday night. I had a great time hanging out with you guys. Totally fun. Can't wait to actually hang out with you guys in person in Tampa. And thank you for everyone who watched live and who asked questions. That was really fun. So I just wanted to mention that first. What else? Oh, I still have my Ask Me Anything video is still up, so if you do have questions that maybe didn't get answered last night if you watched FatKings or anything that you want to know, I'll put a link to my Ask Me Anything video, and you can just comment on that, and I will start that series on Tuesday. And so let's talk about carb cycling and how my eating went this week. So, oh, some people asked me for a fitness update. The truth is I really haven't been doing very much lately. Yeah, it's a combination of things. Partially it's the fact that it's winter, super cold out all the time, and so there's not a lot of motivation to leave the house. I have been doing some stuff at home, but I haven't really been going to the gym very often anyway. So just keeping it real. That's the way it is. I do plan on changing that, but when that's going to happen, I don't really know. So as far as eating goes, I did change up the type of carb cycling program that I was on, and I'm doing what's called the turbo cycle, which is 2 days low carb, 1 day high carb. And I'm not actually doing it like on a weekly kind of schedule. I'm just continuing to do 2 days low, 1 day high. I've been working with trying to do under 35 carbs and sort of like between 80 and 100 on high days. 35 on low days. I think I'm actually going to have to do maybe under 40 on my low days. You know, I'll still try and keep it under 35, but I think 30 to 40 is going to be a place where realistically I could do that all the time. Because what I'm trying to do is find something that is a realistic way for me to eat moving forward in maintenance. And so I'm not looking at this as a diet. I'm looking at it as a, you know, trying out a way of eating that I can do for the long term. So I need it to be sustainable. So I'm going to, yeah, probably up my limit on low carb days to 40. And then on my high carb days, I'm pretty good with sticking to, you know, 80 to 100. 100 is pretty much my max. Although, you know, if I went up to like 110 or something, whatever, you know, we'll see how it goes. This is all kind of experimental. This week it seemed to go okay as far as weight loss results go. I haven't been finding it difficult to do because I feel like, you know, when I'm doing those 2 low carb days, if there's something carby that I really, really want, which is usually something like popcorn or yogurt of all things, because yogurt, I'm used to eating yogurt every day and it does have a lot of carbs, so I've got to watch that. I can't actually have yogurt every day most days. I know that I, you know, at the most have to wait like a day or two to have whatever it is. And it really does keep me from the random snacking and that sort of thing, because I am constantly thinking like, oh, well, it's a low carb day today. I don't want to go over my carbs. I can't eat that. So it has in a way kind of had the unexpected consequence of actually keeping me from doing some snacking and things that I might normally do. So that's been a positive. The high carb days are great because I can incorporate, like a little bit of bread, or, I can incorporate fruits and vegetables, which I've been wanting to do. And I don't feel like that is going to make, any kind of huge difference. And I have, even on my low carb days, been doing things like putting spinach in my smoothies and that sort of thing. So, I am definitely getting in more fruits and vegetables, which is part of what I wanted to do. So I'm happy with that. That is going well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've noticed since I started the carb cycling. I don't think so. I just think it really is, I know it kind of sounds complicated. And I guess it can be complicated, but because I'm used to already like planning my food and that sort of thing, it's really no big deal to me. The one thing that I should mention is the way that, at least in Chris Powell's book, the way that he talks about carb cycling, he talks about eating 5 small meals a day, which I do anyway, so that was no big deal, and the importance of eating your carbs only in the morning on your low carb days. And that's something I hadn't really thought about. So I'm trying to make sure that most of the carbs that I eat on those low carb days are in the morning. So if I'm having yogurt, it's for breakfast. Or if I'm having a high carb shake, it's for breakfast. So that was something I also did as well. So I think, from the point of view of just having been doing it for about 10 days, I think it's definitely something that I can continue doing at least for a few months. I'm going to do it at least until Tampa, which is in 5 weeks, and just see how I feel after that. But yeah, I would recommend trying it if it's something that you think may help to kind of kick your weight loss into high gear or into another gear. I don't know that it necessarily works for everyone, but it seems to be working okay for me right now. So stick with it. The other thing I wanted to talk about was a challenge that I'm going to do in March. And, you guys are welcome to join in. But I was, thinking about my diet and how I've been eating and trying to come up with something that I could really work on in the month of March that maybe wasn't as good as it could be, or that was a bad habit, or there's something I could improve. And something that I've always done is eaten at night. Before I probably ate the bulk of my calories after like 3 p.m. I never ate breakfast. I often would skip lunch. And interestingly enough, a lot of overweight people that I know do the same. I don't really know many skinny people who do that. So just goes to show you, not a great idea. You need to keep that metabolism going. That's why, if anyone wonders why I believe in the idea of eating 5 or 6 small meals a day, that's the reason. So it continues to some degree. Like, I often will eat after even 9 o'clock because I stay up late. Sometimes I'm working late. I usually, even on an average night, don't go to bed I probably go to bed between midnight and 1, sometimes even later. So the idea of having dinner and then not eating anything after that is just not going to happen for me. But what I did feel like was that I needed to kind of like moderate that somehow, because I still definitely, if I'm not working and I'm just hanging out, just puttering around, I do kind of get those cravings to snack at night. So I decided that I'm going to challenge myself to eat my meals on a more regular schedule and also not to eat after 9 p.m. So what I'm going to do is most days I have 5 meals. So what I'm going to do is try a lot harder to schedule my meals. So I have my breakfast at 9 because I can't eat first thing when I wake up. It just doesn't happen. So breakfast at 9, lunch at noon, snack at 3, dinner at 6, and snack at 9, and not eat after that snack. I, will allow myself to have like tea or maybe a coffee, or at most like, I don't know, like a sugar-free popsicle, but that's about it. There's not going to be any solid food or protein shakes or anything like that after 9 p.m. So I know for some people that doesn't sound like a big deal. It wouldn't be hard for them. For me, it's actually super challenging. I don't know whether I'll be able to get through the whole month or the first week. I have no idea. But and I don't know that it's necessarily going to make a difference as far as my weight loss goes. But I I thought I would give it a try, just to challenge myself, do something new. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for the month of March. So I guess that's starting tomorrow. Today, I guess, is technically my 15-month surgiversary because this is the last day of the month. There's no February 30th, obviously. So I'll call it my 15-month surgiversary today. I'm glad that I got to that, under 220 mark by the 15 months, because that just kind of makes me feel better. So my total loss post-surgery is 200 pounds. So a 200-pound loss in 15 months. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So I think that's it. Oh my gosh, only 10.5 minutes. Wow. I will be back on Tuesday with the first in my Q&A answers series. And till then, hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And don't forget, it's not just about what you've lost, it's about what you've gained. Have a great day.